What is up, Finn fans? We thought Xavien Howard coming to camp was a good sign. We thought Xavien Howard coming to camp is like, cool. They're going to sit down. They're going to work things out. He's going to stay and all that good stuff. No. You can tell by the title, and it's all over Twitter. You guys have been hitting me up on Twitter. He went on Instagram, and he posted this long message. I haven't read this message yet, so you're going to get an instant reaction of me reading this message. But, again, I haven't read this. I'm just going to give you guys a little backstory. And, again, go watch earlier today's video of, day one of training camp, reviewing everything. But, essentially, I thought Xavien Howard showing up to camp was kind of a good faith sign, and him coming to camp, the Dolphins, the Greer, Flores are going to sit down and they're going to hash this out. They're going to work this out. They're going to try to make it work. And if they can't, then he'll be traded. That being said, you can tell. So I'm going to read, again, I will post it, being that it's coming straight from the phone, tiny mic. No pop-ups or anything, but I did listen to you guys. We're doing DDW sign orange. I will link below the photo and everything, and we're gonna read it. My phone is going crazy right now. All you guys are sending me this. I'm recording it, fellas. I'm recording the video. He says, I've given my heart and soul to the Miami Dolphins franchise since they drafted me in 2016, and want to make it clear I love my teammates. They are my family, but I've learned is that the business side of the NFL proves organizations don't always have a player's best interest at heart. My experience with the Dolphins the past few seasons have taught me that. In 2018, I signed a contract extension that I'll admit I didn't completely understand or feel comfortable with. Then don't sign it. That's probably why he fired his agent. But, my man, then don't sign it. Plain and simple. If you don't feel comfortable with a contract, or don't sign it, man. I've played on that deal for 2 seasons and didn't complain, but everyone knows I've significantly outperformed that deal. I am one of the best cornerbacks in the NFL, and the tape backs up that claim. The assignments I'm given, shadowing the opposition's best player with little help. See, I haven't read this yet, so let's start from the beginning of that paragraph. I'm one of the best cornerbacks in the NFL, and the tape backs up that claim. The assignments I'm given, shadowing the opposition's best player with little help, proves my value, my worth. Yet I'm the second highest paid corner on my own team, and it's not even close. X. With little to no help. My man. You got Byron Jones on the opposite side. I was trying, because there's a lot of people who say the only reason why Xavien Howard did as well as he did was because of Byron Jones on the opposite side. And, I love Xavien Howard. I'm Xavien Howard stan. I want him to stay. I wanted him to stay. And when people would say that, I'm like, well, he had 7 interceptions in 2018. He had no one on the opposite side. Now this man is saying, I'm given shadowing the opposition's best player. He wasn't always covering the best wide receiver. He wasn't always covering. You can go back and look. Byron Jones sometimes, even most of the time, was covering the best wide receiver. Case in point, when Byron Jones got injured in the Buffalo Bills game week 2, they took Noah Igbenogany to cover Stephon Diggs because Byron Jones was covering Stephon Diggs, and the game plan was not for X to cover Stephon Diggs, but to cover Brown. So, my man, again, biggest Xavien Howard fan, you weren't always covering the best wide receiver. Also, best player with little help. You have Byron Jones on the opposite side. I want to clear up a few misconceptions about my situation. My agent, David Cantor, and I have never once asked for a completely new contract. We wanted things to work out with the Dolphins and brought solutions to the table, like guaranteed more money, that we felt we were a win-win for both sides. There These were proposals of adjustment that wouldn't just make me feel more respected, but were also cap friendly. But the Dolphins refused everything we proposed. This is why I don't feel the organization has dealt with me in good faith. I don't feel valued and respected by the Dolphins, just like they can take a business first approach, so can I. That's why I want to make it clear that I'm not happy and have requested a trade. Until the trade happens, I am just here so I don't get fined and will handle myself like professionals do. So essentially, what he's saying is, he came to, now, is this true or not? I don't know. But he's saying he came to the table. They've tried to work with the team, but the team is just sticking their guns. And it's probably because, and again, I want to reiterate something. I am the biggest Xavien Howard fan. I want him to stay on the team. But I can also take that fandom and I can put it aside and look at this very objectively. The Miami Dolphins organization probably are hedging their bets. He's going to be turning 28. He's only played 2 full seasons. One of them, we got 10 interceptions out of. The other ones, like I said, in 2018, he had 7, and then he really didn't do much. When he's on the field, he is the best corner. In my mind, yes, he is. Him and Jalen Ramsey are very close to being the best corners in the NFL. But the fact that he says that I'll admit I didn't completely understand or feel comfortable with, then my man, don't sign the contract. Because now you put yourself in this situation where it just bothers me that he is coming out and saying things that people have said to me. And I'm like, but is that true? Like, is he really that upset that he isn't the highest paid corner on the team? Like, is he really that not much of... And he said it. I'm the second highest paid corner on my own team. It's not even close. It is close. But again, the part where he says that, he went to the Dolphins and he talked with the Dolphins and, more guaranteed money and this, I get that part, right? And I get that part. I get adding a little bit more guaranteed money, maybe having next year also have more guaranteed money so he doesn't feel like this is it. Because if this is it, just trade me now. What's the point of me playing out this year if I know I'm not going to, I don't know. I'm trying to get in his head right now. But I can see where he's coming from with that point and trying to make it work with the Miami Dolphins organization and being cap friendly and all that stuff. I could see where he's coming from and how that can be frustrating. Because on the flip side, I almost crap in my hair. On the flip side, a lot of people say, well, you signed the contract, you should honor the contract. But it never, and like he said, the Dolphins are taking the business first approach. So am I. Teams tend to not honor contracts. And I've said it time and time again, even Xavien Howard's contract. He signed a contract for a certain amount of money with a certain amount of guarantee, right? You only get that guarantee. So he will probably get traded or, he's going to get traded. He's not going to be on the team start of the season. He's not going to get, Dolphins aren't going to get as much as, and I'll talk about that in a second. I'll talk about what the Dolphins can get and where we'll go from there. My brain is just all over the place. My wife just got home from work. I was sitting on the couch. I was like, my phone was glitching out. I restarted. I saw I had 11 notifications, and you guys were just, rah, duck. So, business, and, if for a fact, if he performed, they would ask him to take a pay cut and all that stuff. This paragraph, this letter he sent out to us, essentially the fans, has some good and has some bad in it. Him acknowledging that he didn't completely understand the contract is bad. Say to your agent, I don't fully understand this contract. How much am I getting? How much is it guaranteed? That's on you. That's on you. Him saying he had little help, essentially, and pardon my French, but shitting on his own team. Like, the man, I love my team. I clear that I love my teammates. Little help. You love your teammates, but you just shitted on them. That bothers me. But then when he talks about, well, I tried to sit down with the Dolphins. I tried to be cap friendly. I tried to do this. I can see where he's like I said, it's like I read this and I'm like, what? And then I'm like, well, yeah, that makes sense. But he's going to get traded. And this is another situation where the Dolphins come out looking like buttholes. You know, I said a curse already. It's PG-13. I'm trying to reel it back. Because they looked like buttholes with the Minkah Fitzpatrick trade. But the context of the Minkah Fitzpatrick trade, in my mind, the Dolphins were right in that move. Kenyon Drake, Laremy Tunsil, those moves were smart moves. This move is like, it's all about interpretation. There's going to be diehard Xavien Howard fans, and again, I don't know how many times I need to say this. I'm one of them that are probably going to look at this and say, screw the Dolphins, they messed up. That paragraph where he says he tried to sit down with them, but the Dolphins refused everything we proposed, that does bother me. But it does bother me, and I know guys will say, again, you signed the contract, and I get that. But it does bother me because he is one of the best corners in the league. Him matched up with Byron Jones makes us one of the best defenses in the league. Him now gone, I don't know what's going to happen opposite Byron Jones. And you know for a fact, if our pass rush isn't consistently getting after the quarterback, whoever is opposite of Byron Jones is going to get targeted constantly. So if I'm the Dolphins, I make it work for this year. I, try to make it work because they're that close. Especially if all these rumors coming around of they're interested in Deshaun Watson. We're that close. So he's going to get traded. And now we have to figure out what's going to happen. Now, if you might be like, Doug, well, how you sound so, morbid. Well, first off, I like Xavien Howard. But it's like, you guys just watched me read this for the first time, and I never saw this. And it's like a kick to the teeth when you really like a player. And again, just so you guys know, and I say this all the time, I put the logo before the player. That's why, like I said, I don't care what quarterback we have, yada, yada. But you're like, hey, man, give this guy, he did play well and da-da-da. And all of a sudden he comes out here and he says, I had little to no help. I didn't understand the contract. I'm like, what are you doing? So that being said, this is going to hurt what the Dolphins can get back in return. This right here. Him coming out and saying this instead of trying to keep it hush-hush and trying to essentially have Xavien Howard come to camp, show the rest of the NFL, oh, he's coming to camp. So if you want him, he doesn't want to go anywhere. We don't want him to go anywhere. You gotta up that ante. Now he's coming out making it known, I'm not happy. I'm only here so I don't get fined. I don't want to be here. We're not going to get a first-round pick. If we get a first-round pick for him, I will be surprised. I will be genuinely surprised. I do not think we'll get a first-round pick. And again, I'm a diehard Dolphins fan, and I'm a big Xavien Howard fan. But if you are a bigger Xavien Howard fan than me, and you don't want him to go, and you're pissed about this, and you get pissed that I say we're not going to get a first, because 10 interceptions, he's talented, this, and that, da-da-da. The fact that he is getting way closer to 30, the fact that he hasn't played a full season, he only did it twice, was pushing potentially getting a first-round pick. Now that he came out with this and it making it known that if the Dolphins say, oh, no, that's too little, the team will go, all right, well, he doesn't want to be there, so we'll just wait. So I hope and pray we get a first for him. That will be ecstatic. Maybe we can have a bidding war with the Saints and the Eagles and whoever else wants to have this bidding war for Xavien Howard. I hope we get a first for him. But after this letter coming out, I don't see us getting a first. Maybe a second and a player, something like that. But I don't see a first happening. I'd love a first happening. But happy Tuesday, everybody. First day of training camp. We all are on our high horses. Xavien Howard showed up. Woo! You saw it. You saw it in his face when he walked in there and he fist bumped Jakeem Grant. He was like, he pulled a Lynch. He pulled a Lynch. I'm here so I don't get fined. Comment below. What do you guys think? I'll keep you updated. Like I said, I told you in an earlier video, go check out the earlier video. If breaking news happens, I will get to you guys. Like I said, you guys said orange. I picked orange. It's different LEDs than these things are, so that's why it's brighter. But orange does make it pop more. But yeah, comment below. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't hit the subscribe button. I'll get you the breaking news as soon as I can, when I can. Well, and that, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Day 2 of training camp. Maybe we get more news, more insight. But like usual, stay classy. Fins up.